Good morning, everyone. It's great to be here this morning, and thank you for being here. Access to housing and home ownership is one of the leading issues impacting all Rhode Islanders today. And I'm proud to announce Rhode Island Anchor Home, an exciting new program designed to help more Rhode Islanders buy a home. And while this is not a solution to the housing crisis, I firmly believe it is an important step in the right direction. Rhode Island Anchor Home is specifically targeted to first-time home buyers purchasing a primary residence in Rhode Island. It offers qualifying first-time home buyers a unique opportunity, a starting interest rate of 3.99 subject to market conditions, no requirement of private mortgage insurance, and required homeownership counseling, ensuring borrowers are set up for long-term success. I want to thank my staff, specifically our cash management team. As we started thinking about this process, we socialized it with Mike at Navigant. We were able to come up with the good base of this, and we were able to find two other true good partners who want to see and help throughout this crisis, which is Centerville Bank, Bank Newport, and of course Navigant Credit Union. And together, these three local financial institutions share a deep commitment to the community, reinvestment, and responsible lending. I want to thank them all three for stepping up to the plate and making this possible. So how does it work? Rhode Island Anchor Home leverages the state financial strength to unlock affordable loans for Rhode Islanders without the state becoming a lender. When a first-time home buyer is approved for a qualifying mortgage through a participating bank or credit union, the state of Rhode Island deposits funds from our dedicated community deposit program into an account at that same financial institution to back up the mortgage. The community deposit program is overseen by the state's investment commission. All deposits are fully collateralized. Mortgages are held by the bank. We offset the debt with our bank deposit. And they prioritize safety, liquidity, and security, and these funds are reviewed annually, and they must meet strict financial and reporting standards. Up to $60 million in state deposits may be deployed statewide to support these qualifying loans. To qualify for this program, an applicant must be a first-time home buyer, must be purchasing a primary owner-occupied residence in Rhode Island, and apply directly through the participating bank or credit union, have a minimum credit score of 660, have a maximum debt-to-income ratio of 50%, and have a household income limit up to 110 of the Rhode Island average median income. To put into perspective, I'd like to offer an example of two individuals, both with the same annual salary, each purchasing a home today at the cost of $450,000. Individual A is participating in our program, and with an interest rate of 3.99 and no PMI, this participant would have an average mortgage payment of roughly $2,670 a month, whereas individual B, who does not participate in this program, would have an interest rate of today's market of 6.25 and PMI, which is about $188 a month. Their monthly payment would be roughly $3,480. That's a difference of $800. So this work is extremely personal to me. In my hometown of Central Falls, the majority of the residents are renters. And I remember as a child, I was fortunate enough that my father was able to buy his first home where we grew up, and that changed everything for our family. Not only did it provide security, pride, and an opportunity, but also a wealth-building strategy and a sense of belonging into the community. And then as my time as mayor, I prioritized home ownership, and we partnered up with nonprofits throughout the state and government entities, and we made some progress. But for many residents, this still continues to be a challenge because owning a home now is more expensive, and those home prices have increased even more. So those lived experience as both a resident and mayor are exactly what led me today as treasurer to push for an innovative effort like Rhode Island Anchor Home. It helps families put down roots, stabilize neighborhoods, keep capital circulating in our state, and I am forever thankful to our legislators, our governor, who have prioritized this issue. So I really want to give a strong shout out to the governor, Speaker Shikarchi, Senate President Lawson, the representatives here, Senator Basilian and Rep. Casey, Secretary of Housing Deb Goddard, Navigant Bank Newport Centerville, our cash management team, our State Investment Commission, Sam Alba, who will be speaking on behalf of other realtors around the state, and of course, our amazing housing advocates who are here today, nonprofit partners and community leaders. I know that without all of your collective experiences and insight, we couldn't have come today with this product in hand today. So I want to thank you all for being very loud and thoughtful about our residents and our future of our state. And today really marks a true beginning in another effort to help solve this housing crisis. So with that, I'd like to introduce our governor, Dan McKee.
That's great. Yeah, this is great. Treasurer, thank you so much. I'm very proud to be able to work with you, not only when we were mayors, but now as general elected officers in the state of Rhode Island. Thank you, James, for your leadership there. You know, this anchor program, thank you for the banks and the financial institutions that are partnering here today. It is a really important piece of the strategy that we're using in the state of Rhode Island. And I think that it's no secret that home ownership has been part of the strategies that we've used in our Rhode Island 2030 plan. Not only initially with the $250 million that we appropriated out of the APRA funds federally into housing, $30 million of that was for first-time ownership. Over 1,500 individual families were able to get into that first home just on that program alone. And now we're ready to launch with the Secretary another home ownership strategy where $20 million is going to be appropriated in the idea to create new home ownership. Not existing inventory, but actually putting new inventory in the mix and creating home ownership opportunities for the people in the state of Rhode Island. So, James, thank you so much for having me here today. I'm really kind of looking at this as a model that we want to continue. Certainly as we move forward, as you exhaust this $60 million, which I'm sure you will, we're going to want to continue to partner with the Treasurer to see more strategies like this that allow people to do the things that we're talking about in our 2030 plan, right? Making sure our young people have the opportunity to reach their potential in all areas, academically included. Making sure that our families are, in a way, the households, every household in the state is earning more money, more dollars. Making sure we're healthy, continue to build things, put people to work at really good paying jobs, and the things that they're being built will pay off for decades to come. This program, James, that's why I'm so proud of you and the fact that the work that you've done as a treasurer is going to have a significant impact on helping young people with their education, helping families earn more money, making sure we're healthy, and to continue the progress that we're having, making sure we're keeping people employed at good paying jobs in the state of Rhode Island. It all happens with that American dream. Meeting that American dream. Home ownership is part of the American dream. That should be part of Rhode Island's goals and the leadership in place to make that happen. Families need to feel as though that they have the ability and they have the hope that this program is going to provide. So, James, thank you so much.
Thank you, Councilor.
And Senator, thank you. And Rep, thank you as well.
And on behalf of Speaker Shikarchi, Representative Casey.
Thank you. Thank you, James. Thank you very much. I am pleased to be here on behalf of the House of Representatives and Speaker Shikarchi. As many of you know, I'm the chair of Municipal Government and Housing Committee here at the State House on the House side. We've all seen firsthand the depth of the housing crisis that we have now, and everybody knows how extremely difficult it is for people to rent and afford to own their own home. So this is an absolutely great program. I spent time in my prior career as a mortgage originator for about 8 years, and there's nothing more satisfying than trying to help somebody achieve their goals and dreams of home ownership. And luckily, during my time when I did that, I was able to do that for my own family members and my siblings. And I'll tell you that that can be home ownership, the search for it, first of all, and the actual process of going through loan application, and also at the same time thinking about your family and trying to leverage all your hopes and dreams into one transaction that's going to take place in some attorney's office, and then making sure that that all comes to fruition is an absolute joy to see. And I'm glad that we have a program now that will continue to help do that here in Rhode Island. We all know that this is not a Rhode Island-only problem. This is a national problem. So it's great to see that we're being innovative once again in Rhode Island. We like to try to be first rather than farther down on the scale with everything that we do. And obviously, the House has made tackling the housing crisis a major priority, and we're going to continue to do that as we move forward. Speaker Sakarchi, that's been his major goal since for the last few years. But it takes the entire state, and we're doing a lot of good things, but it's great to see we're finding innovative solutions to help find equitable solutions for everybody. And we're absolutely happy to be here. I'm going to introduce my Senate counterpart, Senator Jacob Basalian, who I'm sure has the same feelings that I do. So thank you very much for being here. This is a great moment for all of us.
Chairman, your time is due. Thank you to the treasurer, as the chairman said, for this innovative program, and certainly thank you for having me here today. It's an honor to represent the Senate, President Lawson, Leader Chacon, Whip Takoyan. Like my counterpart in the House, I serve as chair of the Senate's Committee on Housing and Municipal Government. And over the last couple of years, no shortage of bills and new laws have been passed in this building to help tackle Rhode Island's housing crisis. I commend Speaker Sakarchi and the governor and the late Senate President for really trying to put that front and center. Glad that the governor could join us today, and I'm certainly so excited to see our local lenders partnering with the treasurer on this innovative program. Secretary Goddard, I want to thank you for your leadership over the last year working with us on Rhode Island's housing crisis. Brenda is here, Melina, Amy from Rhode Island Housing, Jeff from RIPEC, and it's really been an all-hands-on-deck approach. And certainly, new laws are important, planning, zoning reform, things that make it easier to build denser and help deals pencil, as the industry calls it. However, there's also important innovative solutions like the treasurer is putting forth today that really can increase the ability for individuals to lay down financial independence throughout our state. It wasn't too long ago, only 4 years ago, that I was very happy to participate in Navigant Credit Union's first-time home buyer program. And I will just say that working with the local lender and having that ability to be able to call someone and get an immediate response, sorry, Mary, but I did go with Navigant, is incredible. And so it's so critical to see them partnering with us on this program. It's kind of come full circle with me now as I'm married now, and obviously we've seen that home prices throughout the state of Rhode Island have gone up over the last 4 years. So I was very fortunate in seeing the power of home ownership because over the last couple of months I was able to access that equity that I've now built in my home with a HELOC loan as I look to continue to grow my family. And so as I stand here today and I see that sort of opportunity now being able to be grown throughout this state and create opportunity for others to do that, I couldn't be more excited to be a part of it. And I'll just say we hear a lot about first-time home buyer opportunities and expanding that, and that is critical. And you know those lessons about being able to save up and generate your own financial independence through purchasing a home were instilled to me by my parents. And it took me a little longer to quote-unquote realize the American dream. I was in my mid-30s, but we are seeing that age is ever increasing, right, for first-time home buyers. And that's so important to keep in the back of our mind, because I think that's a reflection of maybe some of the macro impact of this housing crisis. And I'll just say, while we use the term first-time home buyer, another thing, and we've talked about this in my own day job at Justice Assistance as we work on, building pathways to financial independence for individuals, is there's a new term in the industry, so to speak, and that's first-generation home buyer, right? Because not everyone had the privilege that I did to grow up in a household where parents instilled in me kind of that, not the determination, but certainly the carrot at the end of the road and that vision of buying your first home. So, with the idea of first-generation home ownership, it's individuals who maybe's families never had the opportunity to purchase their home. And so I would just like us to remain mindful of that as we continue to build out innovative programs. I certainly want to thank the Treasurer for his office's discipline in creating a program like this and the vision. And now it's my honor to introduce Michael Matone, Chief Retail and Experience Officer for Navigant Credit Union, who is one of the 3 great local lenders that are partnering in this program. So Michael, welcome.
Thank you, Senator Basilian, and thank you to Governor McKee, Treasurer Diossa, Representative Casey, and my colleagues in the financial services industry for taking time to be part of this morning's program. More importantly, thanks for the collective leadership in this room for making the Rhode Island Anchor Home Program come from an idea to a reality. Our team at Navigant is proud to work with the Treasurer's Office from the earliest stages. A couple of shout outs, Dave DiGabellis, our Chief Lending Officer at Navigant and a tireless advocate for housing opportunities in the state. Freddie Almeida, Carlos Vargas, the whole Navigant team. And then Will Arboleta, Evan LaBarge, Matthew Farron, from the Treasurer's Office. Just amazing work and collaboration to bring this program to life. Navigant's been around since 1915, and we've been committed since then to helping Rhode Islanders achieve major financial milestones, whether it's starting their first savings account to buying their first home. We've seen firsthand, starting as Credit Union Central Falls, how homeownership has been a cornerstone of the American dream. Just like the anchor, the state symbol of Rhode Island, a symbol of hope and stability. Unfortunately, for many hardworking Rhode Islanders, the milestone can feel out of reach, right? The market's become more competitive. Cost of housing has trended upward significantly, especially over the last few years. It prices out individuals and families that are the backbone and heartbeat of our communities. And we, as lenders and as state government, need to work together to help. Thankfully, with this remarkable strategic partnership between elected officials and local banks and credit unions, that's right, we're not competing against each other as financial services companies. We're coming together to build RI Anchor Home, and it helps close the accessibility gap, provides hope and stability to the next generation of first-time homeowners here in the state. In addition to our role as a lender, we're bringing financial education resources, home buying seminar series, like the senator mentioned, because we want to make sure that program participants are set up not just for their home, but for a lifetime of financial success. These types of programs hit home with me too. My grandfather was a police officer and a father of 7. When he was having my mom there in a 1-bedroom walk-up, it was in Sunnyside, Queens. That's where the accent comes from. And his local credit union took a chance on him and gave him a mortgage. And we want to hear more of those stories with this program, right? That's what this is about. Helping hardworking families who wake up early in the morning, go to bed late at night, and try and take care of their families, realize the American dream. That's what RI Anchor Home is. It's something that's really important to Navigant as a lender, and it's important for the future of Rhode Island as well. One day when our children and grandchildren, and one of those children is here today, I have to tell the governor, I know he left, but Jake has perfect attendance. This is not going to hit the attendance program. It's parent-teacher conference day, but I'm really proud Jake's here today because this program isn't just for home buyers right now. It's for home buyers of the future, right? And it's our responsibility and our duty to make sure that folks like Jake and people that are buying houses today can find opportunities to buy houses right here in the Ocean State, setting themselves up for a lifetime of hope and stability. Once again, thank you for being here. We look forward to being an integral role at Navigant, being part of this program and future programs. And it's my honor and pleasure to introduce another partner and a friend in the banking industry here in the state of Rhode Island, from Centerville Bank, the Chief Lending Officer, Lee Merrill. Lee?
Thanks, Michael. Appreciate that heartfelt introduction. I want to thank Governor McKee, Treasurer Diossa, all the other elected officials that are in the room today with us, members of the press. Thank you for the opportunity for me to be here today. My name is Lee Merrill. I'm proud to be representing Centerville Bank as we open up the participation in this great project that the Treasurer's Office has put together. For close to 2 centuries, our bank has been anchored in the communities we serve. We were founded to meet local needs, and that commitment remains one of our core objectives to this day. Community impact isn't just something we talk about, it's the foundation of who Central Bank is and how we operate day in and day out. That's why we're proud to support the RI Anchor Home Program, a program that expands access to affordable home ownership, especially for the first-time home buyers. I didn't bring any kids here today. My kids are all in their 20s, but actually one of my daughters is in her late 20s, and she's actually started talking about coming back to Rhode Island and buying a home. The reason she's talking to me about it is because she needs a down payment and she's looking for some help. But that's besides the case. She's going to be looking for some sort of program like this that will, make it a dream that she can realize. Because as you guys have talked about, and I know we've all struggled with this, right? Probably the most important decision you make in your life as far as your financial future is buying your first home. So, anyways, this is a practical, impactful way to advance the mission of the bank and to help make progress on purpose for Rhode Island families, our participation in this program. I have a couple of associates here that are the leaders in our residential lending group, Marisol Vasquez and Gina Helm. They're the ones that are going to get flooded with calls over the next couple of days regarding this program. So I want to thank you guys for putting in the hard work over the last few weeks so that we would be ready for this program as a bank starting tomorrow. So thank you to both of you. You can wave, say hi. For us as a community bank, this is more than lending. It's about partnering with individual Rhode Islanders and helping them take the next step towards their own personal financial security. Homeowners are more likely to invest locally, support local small businesses, and contribute to the health and vibrancy of their communities. When our customers succeed, our communities succeed, Rhode Island succeeds. Treasurer Diossa, I just want to thank you for asking us to be a part of this program. I know we had several phone calls and we talked at one of the RFC games for a while. And, it was really a team effort amongst all the banks and the Treasurer's Office, Will and his great, the great team that is here. They came up with a very unique program. Hopefully it's something that's modeled by other states. And we look forward to making purposeful progress in helping Rhode Islanders achieve their goal of home ownership with you. So thank you for that. Next, I'd like to introduce Mary Leach, an associate of mine, a friend of mine, Executive Vice President, Chief Retail Banking and Marketing Officer for Bank Newport.
Good morning, everyone. It's great to be here. I also want to start by thanking Treasurer Diossa, Governor McKee, Representative Casey, and my friend Jake Basilian. We work together on justice assistance, where he is the executive director, and just a huge shout out to Jake. He's done an outstanding job, and he's involved in so many different things across the community, and I was really happy to see his name here on the agenda today, so thanks for being here. So good morning, and again, thank you, Treasurer Diossa, for bringing us together today to really celebrate this milestone for Rhode Island. And I know there's been a lot of examples and comments about home ownership, but we're not just bankers. As Lee said, we have children, we have friends, we have relatives, and we experience the same questions and the same concerns and anxiety that they have in trying to secure home ownership. I also have 2 sons. They are in their 30s, low 30s, and they're starting their families, and home ownership is extremely important. Home ownership develops stability and confidence, and it does help to promote generational, wealth and a strong financial future. But getting into homes can be difficult. And I have 2 colleagues here, Gina Lauro and Betsy Salisbury from the mortgage group at Bank Newport, and they really live this problem every day. We want to put people into homes. When people apply, we do everything we possibly can, but it can be extremely difficult and extremely challenging. And so to have a program like this that really eliminates these barriers, this does not happen often, and it does not happen at this interest rate. So I really applaud everybody for the effort around this. We all know that homeownership, as I said, is not just a financial transaction, it's stability, it's roots, and it's building a future for the communities where you work, where you go to school, and where we raise our families. But for many Rhode Islanders, especially those buying homes for the first times, the path to homeownership can really feel like it's out of reach. There's high upfront costs, high mortgage insurance premiums and interest rates, and all of these do become barriers to homeownership. Rhode Island Anchor Home helps change that by reducing those upfront costs, those hurdles that make it possible to achieve a home. We eliminate mortgage insurance and we make homeownership more accessible and more affordable. What makes this program impactful, though, is the partnership that's behind it. We are using public funds here that have been strategically leveraged. We are working with local institutions delivering responsible lending, and Rhode Islanders are benefiting directly through community reinvestment of these funds. Bank Newport has called Rhode Island home for more than 200 years, and we're always very, very, happy to contribute to strengthen our communities. That's what we do, that's what we believe in, and this program is a clear example of our belief in community support and how we put that into action. We're proud to be part of Rhode Island Anchor Home, and even more proud of the doors that this will open for Rhode Islanders who are ready to put down roots, who want to invest in their future, and who really want to call Rhode Island home. So again, thank you so much, Treasurer. I appreciate it, and thanks to Navigant and to Lee Merrill and our peer lenders for their participation in this. We are really happy to be one of these partners. And with that, I want to introduce Samuel Albert of Innovations Realty.
Well, one of the disadvantages of speaking last is that you don't get to read or state everything you prepared for because you don't want to repeat, all the great speeches that came right before me. So I'll just start by telling you guys a little bit more about myself. I'm not a politician. I'm not in the banking world. I am a real estate agent, and I run a team of 42 realtors that have been working, at different stages for over 15 years in the Providence County community. And we have seen how a lot of great buyers wanted to achieve the dream of home ownership in our state. And as of recent times, we've unfortunately have to pass on clients that have been slightly priced out of today's market. So what does the Rhode Island Anchor Home program mean for me and my colleagues is, well, we have the opportunity to make a very important and hopefully satisfying phone call to our potential past clients that they have a second opportunity to be able to achieve their dream of sustainable home ownership. And I really did appreciate when I was running through all the different details of this program that I felt that this was really going to help them achieve the home sustainability part of it, because it's never been my purpose to help an individual or family into a home if I didn't feel that it was going to help the well-being of their wealth long-term for generations to come. So I love the fact that the program is actually attacking the affordability issue that we have in our state of Rhode Island through helping them be able to achieve today's market purchase price versus trying to attack today's purchase prices in our housing market. I really don't want to hear any kind of concepts that are trying to hold back the natural growth of our housing market. But yet, I would like to see more innovative programs like this one, where it's helping individuals be able to achieve that purchase price that today's housing market is stating it is. And with that said, I do want to thank Treasurer James Diossa, the partners today, Bank Newport, Centerville Bank, and Navigant Credit Union, for coming together and creating this innovative, and that word has been used a lot today. And I do believe this is innovative because, again, we are trying to help individuals be able to afford today's market rate homes and not trying to change the concept of what the market home value should be. So again, I thank you for this program. I hope to continue to see more innovative programs or even strengthen programs like the Rhode Island Anchor Home program. And I want to thank everybody here today in support of the Rhode Island Anchor Home program. And thank you for being here. Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Sam. That was important to hear from your perspective of how this would help families. I do want to, again, thank Evan and his team at Cash Management Team who took this idea, ran with it very passionately, understood the impact that this would have to the average person in Rhode Island who want to achieve this dream, but also our partners in the banking industry who normally would have sharp elbows going into the room, but instead embraced each other and understood that collectively they can really tackle a big problem and make families' lives better in our state of Rhode Island. And of course, our elected officials, Representative Casey and Senator Pasalian, and our governor, speaker, Senate President, for always being so thoughtful through their legislation and ensuring that we're keeping our eyes on the prize, which is making it easier to build more homes. And that's why we appreciate Secretary Goddard being here, Rhode Island Housing, all the partners, the housing advocates, because although there's still a shortage, but we're moving. It doesn't move fast enough, housing production, but we'll get there. We thought that this product would just help, in the meantime, get some families into some good homes. So thank you very much for being here. This concludes our event, and everyone have happy holidays.